It's it's June already. Did you know that? The year is halfway over. I mean, it is. Yeah, the year is halfway over. I don't know what I did. I mean, I know what I did. I got a kidney, but I mean, outside of that, I don't know what happened. Like, where did the time go? Where did months go? Hello, Ginger. I must have. Yeah. Oh man, how you been? How's your week this week? The last 7 days. I hear you. Oh. Oh no.
Now you probably okay. Now we're back. Now at least the live audience can hear us now. You know the
I was like, oh, okay. Can you? Yeah, Ginger, let us know.
we're okay now. The the the
Okay.
the uh, the production software, if we're gonna sound technical about things, likes to reset settings from time to time, especially if you don't
Oh, good.
turn equipment on in the right order. It doesn't see it and it thinks that the webcam is the default.
That makes sense.
And then when I said no, that's not
Boo.
that's not what I wanted. I changed it to the wrong um, road equipment box. I guess it has two settings, and I chose
So
the
you were
wrong one
saying,
apparently. But everybody else that didn't hear what I was saying, what was I saying?
well, I asked you how your week was. How's the
Oh
last
yeah,
7 days? And you were starting to say it's difficult.
yeah. It's a challenge. It's a good challenge, but uh, sometimes you're presented something that's an opportunity, we will say, and you have a choice. You have a life choice to be Wayne Gretzky or to. I can't think of someone who didn't make a lot of shots in hockey. Um, but you could choose to be Wayne Gretzky or
Yeah,
not.
I don't know. I
I,
don't know.
I'm pulling this out of my ass. But I decided to take my shot on something
Okay.
work related, and we're not gonna celebrate or start jerking anybody off quite yet. But as Francis has called me a couple times, the guy that makes moves, so I'm trying to make moves. I don't think you ever called me
Yeah,
that,
you
but
move like Jagger for sure.
no, hell no. I don't got the lankiness or the lips to do that.
You don't have that lanky, like
No,
weird
man.
elbow
If you need
that he
if you
does.
need a foot tapped in time with music, I got you covered. Like if your music
Good,
video needs a
good.
foot tapping to the time of music, I can do that. That's about as dancing as I get.
Can I just say? Can I just say that this seems to be the biggest disparity between men and women, especially when it comes to dating and relationships, is that women like to dance, and oftentimes the guy that they're with normally doesn't
Mm.
like to dance. Like, yeah. So I think every ex I've ever had was like like to dance in some way, shape, or form, and I'm like, why? why do you why do you want to dance?
Well, I mean,
What's the fun of dance? Okay.
I go to a lot of the dancey EDM shows with the lady,
Sure.
and I do my
Yeah.
version of dancing, which is basically kind of bopping and swaying. But there's other
It's not
people
it's
around
not
me
the
that
two
are
glow
like,
sticks.
no, no, no,
It's not that? Okay.
no. That was early 2000s, Josh.
Oh no,
I
but
had goggles and everything.
do people still do that where they have the sticks and you do this?
No, not
Is that
really.
still the thing?
They've moved
No.
up now, Francis. Now they have LED gloves that strobe, and they do this weird finger thing in your face, and when you're sober, it's kind of annoying because you got somebody's hands in your face, and you have to tell them, "Hey, man, I'm not on any drugs that make this fun. And then they walk off. And they find somebody that is on drugs
Like
that
kneading
is,
dough.
you know, a preferred thing. Then they have a great time. Both people
guess.
included.
So weird.
It is.
Mm.
But yeah, I do my version of dancing, which is like bobbing and weaving. it's like boxing.
Yeah. You're just hitting the speed bag.
Yeah, just hitting the speed bag. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
I never understood
when
that.
the DJs,
I mean,
or any concert you go to, and the person on stage is like, "Let's put our hands up in the air." I'm like, I already paid $60 or $70 to come to this thing. Entertain me, motherfucker.
no, you're supposed to jump up and you're supposed to dance. Supposed to dance.
I am. There's a meme from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. It's Master Shake going, I am 30 or 40 years old. It's something. And that's every time I'm at an EDM show, the DJ said, let's bounce around, let's jump. And I'm just like, no. I've been standing here for 4.5 hours waiting for your ass to show up. I have just enough energy to watch this and drive home.
Yeah, but you listen to what's surprisingly still like young people's music, right? Like I feel like that type of music doesn't age with its audience because that's been around for a while now, but it doesn't age with its audience, right? Like 80s and 90s music does, or you know how old you are when you listen to 80s and 90s music. But then, yeah, EDM and stuff, which is like 20 plus years old, you know, the people who listen to it are in their 40s now, right? Like the people who started originally listening to like all that type of music, are older.
You have a ton of kids that like to go there because it's a place to go get fucked up at. It just happens to have lasers.
That's the difference, right? Yeah.
You know, in bass music. Some people go for the music and
cool.
You know,
whatever.
have the hors d'oeuvres, you know, and party responsibly. But
yeah,
I can't tell you.
Here's your plate of mushrooms, sir.
What's that?
Thank you.
What was that?
I said, here's your plate of mushrooms. Yeah.
Yeah. I was at a concert one time, and some younger person sitting next to me pulled out a big Ziploc full of ecstasy pills and said, "Do you want any of these?" And I was like, "Yeah, as long as I can borrow your girlfriend with them too, because I got nobody to party with." And he didn't think it was as funny as I did. He put a bag of ecstasy back in his pocket. Didn't talk to me for the rest of the night.
Jesus, a bag. Why a bag? How many do you need?
I mean, like technically one, but you know, when you're going to a place that holds up to 10,000 people, those are all possible sales.
Oh, they're sales. Okay.
And people take
throwing them out in the air like candy.
I mean, he was prepared to give me a whole bunch for free if I didn't, you know, try and take his girlfriend.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that was a thing. All right.
Yeah. Concerts at Red Rocks are interesting, to say the least. Depending on the show, I mean, it doesn't really matter what is being played there. There's always going to be wooks at Red Rocks if it's open. Whether it's for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers or 16 Candles, like there's going to be wooks there because they play movies there too.
Oh, sure.
Go watch Back to the Future at Red Rocks, which would be kind of cool. I don't know how big the screen is, but
I mean, big enough for everyone to see, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be kind of fun. But never gone for a movie, only gone for concerts.
Movies sound tough. Movies sound tough. I don't know. I feel like I could do a movie at an open venue like that without being annoyed by everybody else.
What was that? Just like Discord shit on you.
Oh, jeez. Come on, Discord. Get it together. I just said I couldn't go to a thing like that because I couldn't possibly. I'd be too annoyed with everyone at an open venue like that. I'd hate it.
Well, I mean,
Too many people talking. Too many people just like trying to watch a movie here, guys.
that's true. I mean, but you're going for the experience. You're not really. I mean, if you haven't seen Back to the Future at this point in life, I don't think your first viewing of it, should be at Red Rocks.
No, you should be at home, and then
At least
it's
in
like
a
Rocky
theater.
Horror Picture Show. Yeah,
Go to a theater.
like you're not supposed to see
one of
Rocky
the
Horror
theaters
at the
at
big
one of-
meetups.
What's that?
You're not supposed to watch Rocky Horror at a meetup where everyone does all the stuff. You have to watch it on your own first, so you get the jokes. You get why people do the things that they do for Rocky Horror.
That's true. Or,
yeah,
you sit there confused through the whole movie because you haven't seen it in so long. You're going, "What the fuck is this?" But one of the dirt malls that's kind of converted over the last 20 years. They used to do Saturday night Rocky Horror screenings.
Fever? Oh.
No, that was only in July. I don't know why July. But yeah, they used to do Rocky Horror Picture Show like once a month, maybe a couple times a month. I can't remember.
Yeah.
There's a few smaller theaters that would play it. I don't think any of them do anymore.
Not surprising.
I think
it's not out of favor, but it's just like hard to clean up.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they get tired of cleaning up after them. Because I've been to a bunch of ICP shows, and I see what the venues do to protect the interiors of their venues before a show. So I can only imagine what a theater playing a movie would do. Or have to.
It'd be annoying.
What's that?
It'd be annoying. Oh, man.
I would be quite annoyed if I was on a janitorial service of a movie theater that just got done playing Rocky Horror.
Don't you have to bring bread or toast or something? You have to bring like...
Dude, I don't know.
You throw stuff at the screen.
I know
stuff.
people
like,
get
throw
involved. And, it was like when we went and saw that thing at WonderCon. The Buffy singing episode.
The Buffy sing-along. Yeah,
and there was that one lady that just kept having, a climax every time Spike was on the screen.
Yeah.
Or a crisis, depending on, if we're censoring ourselves or not.
That's why Dr. Horrible was better. I wish they had kept Dr. Horrible, because that one is a lot less...
Well, the second year we went was Dr. Horrible.
Was it? I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. The first year we went was Buffy. The second one was Dr. Horrible.
Okay, good. Because I'm like, Dr. Horrible is just sing. You just sing along. You don't make any noises. You just kind of go with the little movies.
Yeah. You don't fucking bring your own vibrator to the panel.
Exactly. You're like, okay, good. That works for
Shaped
me.
like Spike.
Oh, jeez. Yum.
Yeah. But, speaking of theaters, Francis, and going to them and participating, you don't do that. You don't participate at any Godzilla film. You just go and you watch. But
usually,
God, hopefully. But late this summer, a Godzilla movie from, I believe, 2016, a Japanese release, is hitting U.S. shores, for the first time, and it's called Shin Godzilla. It's probably the most terrifying version of Godzilla I've seen personally. I haven't seen every Godzilla flick of the newer stuff, but as far as Japanese produced Godzilla, this version is terrifying. I mean, put your mindset in 54 for the original Godzilla movie. Put your mindset into Shin Godzilla, and it'll make sense.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I mean, apparently, I've never seen it, but they are releasing it because it's the best way to see it because it's a remaster. It's a 4K that they're putting out in theaters, and it's out this August. So, and I'll be out by then to be able to actually go out doors.
That's right.
So I should be able to watch it.
That's a lot cheaper than buying a
when-
4K TV.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, definitely. But so
I
guess it was the.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I guess somebody in America bought the rights to it, and so that's why they're showing it in 4G. So good job on them. Or 4G, 4K, in 4K. So
Could
good on
be.
them for getting it.
It's an amazing movie. I can't speak enough about it, really. It's been a couple years since I've seen it. It used to be, so I didn't realize I bought a copy that won't play on my Xbox, but it came with a digital release of it or whatever. Through Funimation. Funimation got sucked up by Crunchyroll, and I was like, I was actually thinking today, since they just talked about it, I should watch it because I own it. And Crunchyroll, it's not on there anymore. So I got to figure out how to either play a zero region DVD in an Xbox or figure out why it won't play in the Xbox. Or not DVD, but Blu-ray. I watched it both with subtitles and the voiceover. The voiceover was fun to watch just because friend of the show, Todd Haberkorn, has the lead role. And it's great seeing our buddy Todd.
Good. I'm glad.
In a lead role, in a movie, not just a cartoon.
Friend of the show, Todd. Yeah.
I mean, until he says he isn't. We're gonna say he is.
Yeah.
Look, any person that flags me down in the middle of a show and says, "Hey man, how you doing? Are you having a good time?" You're a friend of the show. And Todd has done that numerous times at different shows. So, friend of the show.
Oh, very nice.
But it's completely different as well from every Godzilla flick because it's all CGI. There was a guy, an actor in a mocap suit that gave Shin Godzilla movement, but of all the Godzillas, it's the stiffest of all the Godzillas. Very little movement. Directed by the guy who made popular anime. It's really emotional and deep. Evangela Neo.
Oh, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Yeah,
that's the one. That's the one. And he did some other shit too, but everything this guy does is fucking heavy, deep, and just full of everything he has to put into it, apparently.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, if you ever want to just be like, what is the purpose of life and the universe and like existential stuff, that's Neon Genesis. It's such a weird movie or series. Actually, it's not even a movie. It's a series and several movies. But people find it really hard to digest because it's one of those really like big brain type of anime where it's like, ugh. I don't know, so you either love it or you hate it. But most people love it, actually.
I would go out on a limb and say that probably U.S. audiences will probably do the same with Shin Godzilla, just because it's so different. Look,
they like -1,
but
that was a big hit.
The thing about -1 is that Godzilla is Godzilla through the whole movie. Shin Godzilla is a different. It's so weird because it's kind of like a reimagination of the 54 original movie, but it's in parallel with how the government treated the tsunami of 2013. This movie is not a direct reflection of the Japanese government, but kind of reminiscent of how they handled the tsunami is how they handle Godzilla in this movie. A lot of dialogue. There's meetings about having meetings in other meeting rooms. But it's showing the government doesn't know what the fuck is going on. In fact, there's a part in the movie where a government official is on TV saying that there's no possible way that this creature will make landfall. Jump cut to the creature on land destroying everything. And the creature
All right.
isn't yet Godzilla. This version
Oh,
of
interesting.
Godzilla evolves several times in the movie. It goes from the big googly-eyed, not bipedal, lizard-looking thing and evolves into Godzilla. Becomes
Yeah, I haven't
bipedal.
seen
What's up?
I haven't seen the original one last year, I want to say,
The
or at least a couple
54?
years ago when minus one came out. Because I think you encouraged me to watch it or somebody did. So I ended up watching it, and I was really impressed that it held up, like for a film from that era. Like it held up pretty well. Like the
Orson Welles
special effects
helps.
held up pretty well, and well, that's but like
All of his scenes
it was
are
interesting
fucking
to see.
spliced in.
Well, sure. I mean, to cater to the American audience. I mean, that makes sense.
All the people that are in
Um,
his scenes are all Hawaiians.
I mean, they look close enough.
Yeah, well,
Hawaiians
that's
Hawaiians are
Hollywood's
Asian
way.
enough.
Go on.
Yeah. Especially in the 50s. I mean, come on, what are you going to do? But yeah, so that's cool. And I think in that original one, he evolves too to become Godzilla. If I recall, he grows into it eventually.
It's been
He
a
doesn't
really,
start off as
really long
Godzilla.
time since I've seen the original Godzilla. But
Yeah.
the terror, I'm just thinking, when movies like that, Star Wars, fucking Halloween, Chainsaw Massacre, you got to put yourself in the shoes of the people, the teenagers that were watching that in 77, in whenever, 70, 80, whatever the fuck, whenever these movies came out. Put yourselves in the shoes of Japanese people seeing Godzilla in 1954 with the story of it coming from atomic bombing. And
Right.
Godzilla is wreaking havoc on the earth and the people on it because of atomic, whatever. Terrifying. Yeah. And then
Very.
they go through this fucking tsunami where thousands of people died. And there's scenes in this movie that look a lot like a tsunami is happening. And then throw in this evangelical fucking director, Japanese dude, and it's a mind fuck at the same time. And it all leads up to the final shot in the movie, which I won't spoil, but you walk away from the movie going, what the okay? Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
And so, which is funny to me because I think in minus zero, I think he just goes like they think they kill him, but he just goes away or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the in I don't know if you saw the latest Godzilla versus King Kong movie. I don't know if you ever watched that.
Is that the one
from like
with
2 or 3 years ago?
Is that the one with Mecha Godzilla?
With Mechagodzilla.
Yeah,
and,
I saw that one.
And no. It was the one after that.
I didn't
It's the
see
one
that
where King Kong gets like a metal arm, like a robot arm.
He's like part Kano. No.
Yeah. So at the end of that, Godzilla goes to the Colosseum in Rome and just sleeps inside the Colosseum in Rome. That's how it ends. Is Godzilla going to Rome, going into the Colosseum and just going to sleep. And I'm like, really? That's what you're gonna do with him? Just gonna have him sleep at the Colosseum?
Fucking leave it up to an American company and not know what the hell to do with Godzilla.
Yeah, because King Kong is in the I forget what they call inner Earth or whatever it's called, like the Earth, the Earth within the Earth.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know, and so they're like, oh, that's where King Kong lives now, with all of his King Kong friends. But then Godzilla has nowhere to go, so we're just gonna let him sleep in the Colosseum.
I mean,
Oh, I
the
hate
old
that movie.
movies, it depended on, the era. He either lived in Monster Island or lived in the sea or, was frozen in Antarctica.
Right? Yeah.
So it all
Frozen
depended.
Godzilla.
Godzilla, we're gonna say this a couple times in this episode, I think, but the sliding scale of continuity and time.
I'm just looking forward to when Frozen Godzilla is found right beside Frozen Megatron, and then you have Transformers versus Godzilla. Because Godzilla was under, because Megatron was a nice too when they found
That's
him.
true.
He was frozen. Yeah.
And Captain America. So really, it was Captain America was frozen next to King Kong, frozen next to Megatron. It's just depending on who found who first. You know, they got the movie. If they just went a little
Ginger.
deeper.
King Kong has a lot of friends there, Ginger. I hate to tell you. There's all his monkey friends. The Middle Earth or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I gave up after the Mechazilla one.
Oh, it was bad. Because the Mechagodzilla one was bad.
Yeah, I mean, like the previews, I was like, okay, there's potential here. I love Mechagodzilla. But then the movie came out.
It was bad.
And it wasn't very good.
Yeah, it was whatever.
It was what it was. But at the end of the day,
exactly,
I want to do it in a rubber suit.
Well, it amazes me because I only have OG Godzilla and -1 to really compare it to, but the fact that -1 like got me to like kind of feel emotion during the movie for the characters, for the humans. I'm like, King Kong v Godzilla would never never get that emotion out of me. Be I'm punching you. I'm using my atomic breath.
I just -1 was the first time I was like, holy shit, I actually care about the characters in this movie. They're not just there as a, condiments in between, Godzilla films or Godzilla scenes.
And sadly, Ginger, I've never seen any of the rubber one. I mean, I guess technically the first one was a rubber suit Godzilla. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't campy. It was taken seriously, like it was a serious movie.
I can't remember. So there's different eras. They have names like the Showa, the Heisei, Millennium. There's another one that I'm missing. And you have different versions of Godzilla within those eras. But I think it was the 60s. I think was the Showa era. Those are the really campy ones. The ones that you've seen, the GIF or the video clip of Godzilla flying through the air on his tail, sliding across it, doing like a drop kick.
Yeah.
They were hanging out with Ultraman. Not Ultraman.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Jaguar.
He's hung out with Ultraman for sure.
Jaguar.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's great about it.
And they are great as well. Like I said, Shin Godzilla is CGI, but it was mo-capped, but there's barely any movement in this Godzilla. There's a picture that came out a couple of years ago, late last year maybe, of the three living Godzilla actors. And they were not in their suits, but they were just standing on the sidewalk, and each one of them was in their own Godzilla pose. And it was just kind of cool to see. We got to see at San Diego Comic-Con an on-screen used Millennium era Godzilla suit. And I don't think I'd be able to get one leg into it. It's the forced perspective of Godzilla. I mean, any movie magic, right? But you watch a Godzilla film, even if it is the rubber suit era, you get like invested. There's a guy crushing buildings and whatnot because of the angles that they shoot it at. It's just, I don't know. Didn't seeing the suit in person, it's like, holy shit, this is made for a dude that's barely 5 foot tall.
I mean, when you go to Japan, you'll notice that you will tower over everything. So,
oh, sure.
Enjoy that.
Oh, I'll enjoy it with you. We'll bang our heads on everything. But, yeah, like I said, I can't speak enough good stuff about Shin Godzilla. It's just different. It's different. I think people are going to love it or hate it. But I think it's awesome, and they're gonna sub it. They're not gonna do a voiceover. So
well, I'm looking forward
sucks
to
that Todd's not gonna get the reimbursement of a re-release in the U.S. unless they do a not
a dubbed version.
a dub
of it.
version. Yeah, I was like, what the hell is the word I'm trying to think of? Sub and dub.
Well, I look forward to that movie and its sequels: Knee Godzilla, Leg God, Thigh Godzilla.
I don't.
You got to start at the shin. And you work your way up. I'm guessing. You don't go from shin to foot Godzilla. You go shin to like upward. I'm guessing. I I tried to give you time.
No, that's fine. It's fine. It's I wish I had more buttons instead of having to switch pages.
Does the new one have more buttons?
No, but
No.
no,
Just need more buttons in
it
general.
just needs more buttons.
buttons.
But yeah, so definitely check out the Shin Godzilla when it comes out. What else is on here? I'm going to a wrestling event tomorrow night, which is not that big of a deal, but the venue that it's taking place in is really small. Like, I've seen EDM shows there, and like stadium seating, but like you can reach out and touch people that are on the stage almost. It's a very small venue.
It's small. Okay.
I don't know what the seating capacity is for this joint, but it's, I would say, 3,000 people, maybe tops.
Okay.
I think I'm being generous with that number.
I feel like that sounds a lot. I think that's a lot, though, isn't it?
I mean, it's a
I feel
lot.
like 3,000 is a lot.
But it's a really small. I got to look it up. Vamp for a second.
Okay. Because, I mean, I've been to places where, like, the max. I went to this place called the Whiskey A Go Go, which is like a little concert venue.
Well, I've never been there, but I know that spot.
But it's standing room only, and you can fit like 50 people in there, maybe 100 people in there, you know. And a lot of big bands play there. Like a lot of big bands play at like a place as small as that. So a wrestling event in a place of 3,000 isn't terrible, but
so
I can imagine that it would be intimate at the very least.
Yes. I'm looking, and it actually just says intimate on their little thing here, but ranging anywhere between 2,200 and 3,950. So it's a pretty small venue. Yeah. And then you throw in their ring is 18 by 18, and then the stage. So it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah. How close are you? Do you know?
General admission seats. So, and we're probably going to show up a little bit late. So probably at the top in the back. It'll be fine. It's wrestling. But yeah, it's cool. It's a special episode. They call it Fighter Fest. I don't know exactly what that means, but there is someone that's making their in-ring debut. There's going to be a couple multi-man matches, things that make wrestling fun. So that'll be cool. And taking the lady with me, I don't know if she actually enjoys it, wrestling or not, but it's something to go and do, and she likes the things I'm into.
I was gonna say she does it for you, whatever.
I'm sure she does
it for you.
It's all fun though. It's all fun. Exactly. Last time that we went, actually, that had a split second chance to meet a wrestler outside of the venue, but got scooped up by personnel before I can get there. It's so close.
Is it a big name, or is it a big name?
At the time, she was a pretty big name. She has since had a kid and hasn't been back on TV since. But the wrestler was named Ruby Soho, which Rancid has a song called Ruby Soho, and I think that's where she got the name. But punk, just a punk type of person and character.
Ah, cool, nice.
Yeah, it would have been a cool, just chance meeting sort of thing. Sure. Kind of like when we were sitting at the bar, and the guy from the Nasty Boys is sitting there telling me that he's from the Nasty Boys. And I'm like, dude, I know who you are. I've been watching you on TV since I was a kid.
It's him being humble, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
This is attempt at being humble.
do you remember, see, back here, this is some fucking blowing ourselves talk, but one of the mornings before we got taken to the venue, we were speaking to somebody that was on some WB television show, and the dude from the Nasty Boys ran up and like introduced himself to her.
Oh, you mean in Philadelphia?
In Philly, yeah.
I remember this in the little breakfast area because we shared the hotel with the talent. So the talent stayed at the hotel that we stayed at, and they had a breakfast. We had like breakfast vouchers, so we could have breakfast in the little nook area.
Well, the guy, his name is Brian Knobs. He was the one that he just came up and he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" It's totally just not cock blocked us, but just butted himself into the conversation. It was funny.
Yeah, whatever.
It was funny, but
Yeah, but that was where a lot of, not us, but like the rest of the people we worked with, the people who we hung out with, they knew some of the talent that came. As a matter of fact, it was the night before we would have like a little party where we hung out with the talent, and the talent would hang out with us. I mean, not necessarily us,
right?
But like, you know,
but
yeah.
you know, we were hobnobbing. We were hobnobbing.
Yeah.
At one point, I'm sitting in the bar trying to get a beer, and sitting next to me are the Nasty Boys, Brian Knobs and the other guy.
Yeah.
Greg? I don't remember what his name is. Doesn't matter. And then beyond that is part of the cast of The Next Generation. Then over there is Negasonic Teenage Warhead, underage drinking. And over there in the center is...
Don't call her out like that.
Whatever. In the center, there's all our friends, you know, and over there in the table in the corner is one of the doctors from the Who's. And it's just how the fuck did I end up here?
And it's funny because it's a really small area. It's like it's like a little bar, but then there's like a seating area in the hotel. But it's pretty
in the
small
lobby.
and intimate.
This is the lobby area.
Yeah. But it's not like, because it's in the middle of nowhere. It was in, where was the city again? Now that it doesn't exist, we can kind of talk about it more, but like, I forget what the city was.
In,
but like,
Oaks.
it's like this
Oaks,
little town.
Pennsylvania.
Oaks. Yeah, which is like not close to Philly, not close to any major city.
No.
The one place you could
King
eat
of Prussia
was like this weird
the closest thing that we were close to. If people need a map point, King of Prussia was the closest thing to Oaks.
And the 3 times I've been, maybe it was only 2. Maybe it was only 2 times I've been. We ate at the same restaurant every first night. It was the same restaurant, and we only went. And then the morning was always Wawa.
Yeah,
Wawa. It would be Wawa. We go to the Wawa and get a breakfast sandwich or something, and then go do our thing. But that was it. Like, there wasn't like a lot going on there, which I love
because there isn't small and intimate. You know. 15 minutes like from the venue, we found like a burger joint, but that meant that was a half hour, almost 45 minutes. We were not around, you know.
Yeah. But I guess that was what was kind of like fun about it. It was like it was very intimate, but yeah.
But to get back to the point, wrestling in an intimate spot, dude, it's gonna be awesome. Lots of fun.
That sounds great.
Yeah, wrestling doesn't come often to Denver too much anymore. So when it does, you want to take advantage of it. Actually, a person I know from the Comic-Con world, she was a cosplayer, has gone on to become an AEW wrestler. Just announced the other day that their AEW chose to not renew their contract, which kind of sucks, but means that they'll be able to tape dates in more places than they were able to under contract with AEW.
Okay.
It's cool to see someone, chase their dreams, and especially, being like, hey, I used to take pictures of you at Comic-Cons for cosplay stuff and not be creepy when I say that. And now you're a wrestler. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yes, it sucks that you're not getting re-signed, but at the same time, in the past week, their name has been on internet wrestling news channels talking about them. So that's a big plus. I'm trying to use the correct pronouns because it's they, but
Okay.
I'm struggling a little bit. But it's cool because they weren't talked about on news wrestling sites 5 years ago. So that's awesome. Proud.
No.
Even if I am just an ancillary photographer person from Comic-Cons of yesteryear, it's still cool. Like, well, shit, I know this person in a sort of way.
You
about
leave your
the same
impression.
amount that I know Todd Habercorn, but it doesn't matter. Friend of the show.
Todd asked how you were. That's all you need.
Exactly.
Todd wanted to know how well you're doing.
There's other friends of the show that are getting jobs as well, Francis. Friend of the show I've never really talked to you about necessarily, but the lady that voices Peggy Hill is a acquaintance of the family, and got a job for at least 10 episodes for King of the Hill reboot, which I think is awesome that they're bringing it back after 8 years.
Oh, at least maybe more.
I think it's more than 8 years, but they're aging everybody a little bit, kind of like they did with Beavis and Butthead. They aged them a little bit. A lot of the voice actors are coming back. Sadly, the guy that played John Redcorn was just shot and killed the other day. Which
he was young too. He was like only his 50s, I think.
Yeah, early 50s, I think, late 40s.
Yeah.
But as exciting as it is for it to come back and see what they're going to do with the story, I'm disappointed in how they're doing it. Not King of the Hill, but
really
Netflix or whoever's publishing it. Because they're putting out all 10 or 13 episodes at once.
Oh, at once. Oh, yeah.
I don't like this new streaming way of delivering shows. And here's why. It's cool that King of the Hill's coming back after, let's just say 8 years, because that's the number that's sticking in my head for some reason. But everybody's going to consume 10 or 13 episodes in a day or a couple days. They're going to talk about it for a couple days, and then no one's going to ever mention it again. As opposed to putting it out weekly. I don't know. I just feel like it's just a better way to put out episodic television.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of, and Netflix MO is to do all in one, unfortunately. Like that's kind of how they do their TV shows is they just, because they don't want to deal with like, oh God, it's all right. What time is it? Okay. I guess it's time to, press the button that puts out the show. But
people want, because streaming has allowed us to have entire libraries, entire series at a button's notice. So have viewing tendencies changed because of that. People would rather consume everything at once and move on to the next thing.
I mean, that's how I consume stuff, sort of. Right? Like I consume as much as I can before I need to like do something else. But like I've done that. I've been watching a lot of anime. I shouldn't say a lot of. I've only seen 2. I've only watched 1 full show, and I'm starting a second one right now.
Well, yeah, but like, watching 1 full show that's an investment regardless of the anime. If it's a 50,
65 episodes.
it's a 50 episode anime or 150,000 episode anime, it's an investment
It is. It is.
that I
The,
don't
yeah,
have
because the one I
patience
finished was
for.
the one I finished was 65 episodes long. And that's the condensed version. There's two versions of the show called Full Metal Alchemist. There's two versions of it. And the second one
That's the
apparently
one
is the
where
shorter
the guy's
one. I
stuck
think
in the suit of armor, right?
exactly, yeah. Oh wow, yeah, you know, definitely.
Yeah.
So I watched
Friend
that.
of the show, David Vincent, I think, did one of the voices on Full Metal Alchemist.
I only listened to the dub version, so I gave him some money because I liked the dub version. It was very good. And I'm watching a show called Spy Family. So that one's only 30 some episodes, so half the time to finish that one. And then I'm gonna move on to something else. But I'm gonna keep watching these. I'm to anime the free time to watch it, and so I've been watching a lot of anime. But anyway, but yeah, I've been binging is kind of like I'm glad I can binge having to, even though I think most shows really benefit from a weekly release because then you get to hype it up and you get to, if there's a cliffhanger, you get to really hold on to that cliffhanger and stuff. But I just can't get over adult Bobby. Adult Bobby freaks me out.
I was wrong. He didn't do Full Metal Alchemist. I'm looking at his
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
He didn't do. I have a picture of a lot of the voices he did right behind my computer screen, but I thought I saw one of the characters from there, but I was wrong.
But yeah, it is a it's. I'm assuming everyone returned, right?
Yeah, everybody. I mean, they have a new person for Boomhauer because I think that actor died. We'll see what they do with John Redcorn if they do another season. Of the reboot. Who else? There's another character. They said something about Dee Dee, who was voiced by Brittany Murphy.
Right.
Might come back in this series, or have a flashback or something like that. But I don't know how they're going to handle that.
It's the niece, I think, is who was played by her. Yeah,
I think so.
So yeah,
I'm not a huge King of the Hill, aficionado. Again, even though the character designer was, friend of the show. Yeah. Neil Adams' son, Joel. I had to buy myself time there for a second. Joel Adams. That's going to be the title.
I
of
did
show.
watch
I think
that
it's just
show
gonna
though.
Be friends of the show.
No, I have watched it. I at first hated it, and then I ended up liking it because I'm like, oh, I get it. Okay, I get the humor now. It took me a while to kind of wrap my head around the humor because it's definitely different. It's more subtle, right? Mm-hmm. It's not like in your face type of humor. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know if I'd watch this though. I'm kind of over the reboots, like the Futurama reboot. Let it die. Just let Futurama die.
Somebody made a funny joke because apparently Peggy and Al. No, that's not his name.
Oh, the husband, you mean?
Yeah. Hank.
Yeah, Hank Hill.
The story is that they left Arlen, Texas, and went to Saudi Arabia everybody's kind of guessing for propane. But somebody made the joke that when they come back, Peggy should be able to speak perfect Arabic, but still not understand, English very well. Because apparently that was a ongoing joke that she couldn't speak English very well or screwed up certain sayings in English.
I think it was that, and she tried to speak. I remember there was an episode where she tried to speak Spanish, and she thought she was really fluent in a foreign language, and she was just terrible at it. But what I love about that character is that she thinks really, really highly of. She thinks she's the best at everything,
right?
Being a substitute teacher and all that. So that's part of the humor. Hank Hill has no butt, for instance. That's a joke in the show where he has no butt, and that's kind of funny.
The trailer. I'm that kind of nerd that watches videos of other nerds breaking down 20-second trailers of things. Shout out to New Rock Stars. Um, uh, but I watched it like a 20-minute breakdown on the trailer. It's not even a trailer. It's basically the introduction. They just
It's a
kind of,
40-second introduction, though, isn't it? It's like short. It's like a minute, 40 seconds to a minute or something like that.
I mean, the
It's not
introduction
that
to the
long.
show, original run
Okay,
before
okay.
it syndicated out was kind of long.
Oh, was it okay?
But in the let's just call it a trailer. It goes through like 8 seasons. People slowed it down and counted how many seasons are changing in every scene. It's supposed to take place sometime after COVID because you see all the guys wearing masks at one point.
Yes. Yeah.
After Hank and Peggy leave, somebody else moves into the house and is standing out there with the rest of the guys. I don't know. We'll see. It looks like Boomhauer runs off of some lady. Dale's running for mayor, or tried to run for mayor.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not super tied to the series by any means, but I'm gonna check it out. I like cartoons,
Yeah. I mean,
and I
I
like
might.
Mike Judge
I might.
humor.
Yeah. Yeah. He's very. His humor is super dry, but like, you know, but it's fun. Like it's fun.
Yeah,
It's
and how they're setting this up is that they've been gone for X amount of time, Hank and Peggy, and they're coming back, moving back into the
in
same
real time.
house,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
dealing with all the changes socially that have happened. I think it'll be cool. I mean, he did a great job with Beavis and Butthead bringing them into current times. So
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Yeah, definitely.
have you seen any of the new Beavis and Buttheads?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, they're fucking great.
I was never a Beavis and Butthead fan, though.
How are we
That's the thing.
friends?
I don't know. The only time I've ever seen the only thing that so I've never seen Beavis and Butthead, but I did see the SNL sketch, which made me laugh.
Oh.
So at least the SNL sketch, yeah,
That
that was funny.
that was great because the thing about that sketch, I don't think that lady interviewer, whoever
No, she didn't.
I
Yeah,
don't think that she ever got to see what they looked like in final makeup.
yeah.
And that's why she just kept breaking through the whole rest of the scene.
And I don't blame her because that was really like, I mean, it was really genuinely funny. Like I was like, okay, that's good.
They
That's funny.
nailed it. They looked at the animation and just said, make this come to life. Don't try to fucking take a human face and turn it into Butthead. Let's turn this human into a cartoon. Go. I'm right.
I think after we do this, I'm definitely gonna watch it again.
when we're done here because that shit was hilarious.
Oh, I just said that. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it again once. I remember how funny that was. But yeah, I think.
I about pissed myself the first time I watched that skit.
Yeah, I mean, it was so, especially since I don't find Saturday Night Live funny, really. Even though apparently this season they're funny again because they stopped being up their own butts for the season, I guess. So they're like just doing whatever they think is funny, and just going with it as opposed to like whatever they were doing before, which I don't know what they did. I didn't watch. So
I mean,
don't know.
I watched the old stuff, and then I watched the stuff when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, exactly.
like the
Yeah.
Chris Farley, Adam Sandler,
Yes, exactly.
Dana
Mhm.
Carvey. What's fucking Chris Farley's opposite? The little guy, David Spade. You know, that era. I enjoyed that
Yeah,
era, and then everything after that, Will Ferrell and beyond.
I was gonna say that was my era. Was Will Ferrell and Anna Gasteyer and
that's kind of
Tina
when
Fey
I started
even.
falling off. Well, Tina Fey only
Yeah,
has
that's what I
one
mean.
one face, and it's used for every emotion. She's excited.
She was a
She's
writer.
like, oh, she's scared.
She's more of a writer anyway.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
they need to stop
she's
putting
not
her
really
in fucking scary movies then.
But yeah, I'm done with that. I mean, look, you're some of the best sketches were like during the early 2000s, and then after the when they got rid of that, for me, when they got rid of the Will Ferrell cast and they went away and that new cast came in, except for the Lonely Islands, which they were doing during that time, which was fine, with Adam Sandberg and all that stuff. That was funny, you know, but that
Bill
was it.
Hader.
After that, Bill Hader, yeah, Bill Hader, that was nearing the end of like, they're getting a little boring.
Right,
Their
right.
sketches are a little boring.
The 50th
Uh,
anniversary special was
I
pretty
heard it was
good.
good. I haven't seen it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't seen
it's
it, but I
pretty
heard it
good.
was good.
It's pretty good. There's
Yeah.
actually a couple tearjerker moments in the whole thing too.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
but yeah, it just hasn't hit for a long time. There's always the news. The news is the news. You
Oh
can
yeah, yeah,
always watch the news segments and laugh your ass off because jokes are
yeah,
jokes.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but some of the other stuff, it's a lot of it doesn't hit for me.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
it's
and
not
I'm with you.
aimed
I'm
at
with you.
me, but it misses me for sure.
Well, they went kind of serious, even though it was funny, quote unquote funny. I think they went a little serious versus like when they would just do really really stupid things. Like there's a skit called the Cork Suckers, and they would suck corks
Mm.
for a wine bottling thing. But of course, what does a cork sucking sound like? And so they make that the joke for the entire skit with Janet Jackson of all people as the special guest.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna keep my mouth
So
shut on that one.
yeah, so Janet Jackson's like the guest host or whatever.
I'd like to say a few
But
things.
it's one of the funniest skits. It's one of the funniest skits. But then they did that freaking McGruber skit,
Mm-hmm.
which
That
was
got turned into a
later
movie.
on, which I don't know why, because the McGruber skit sucked. Like it was bad.
I mean,
I don't know why they got turned into
you
a
can
movie.
make
It
the
was
joke that
awful.
why did any SNL skit get turned into a movie?
Night at the Roxbury was awful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Ladies Man I found funny as a sketch, but it wasn't a movie.
Correct.
Ladies Man
Correct.
was not a movie.
Because even in the movie,
What was the other one? Oh, they
like
did.
the little bits where the people call in and he's doing the radio show, those bits are funny, but the parts where it involves, character development, I'm not here for that.
Superstar one with the heist, the
Oh
the
yeah.
schoolgirl that would go superstar. That one's
Smell her
awful.
armpits when she got nervous.
Exactly, small armpits. You got nervous. Exactly.
Um,
The Coneheads I never saw. I don't know if that was a good. I
I
know it's
mean,
a skit, but I don't know if it was a good movie.
it worked. It worked.
Okay,
But that had more
I
to
just know
do
they're
with
French.
uh, uh, um, Gilda Radner and
And Dan Aykroyd, wasn't
thank
it?
you. I
Yeah.
was like, what the fuck is his name? It had more to do with them, I think, than
Okay.
anything else. It's not a great movie, but it's fun.
Oh, Wayne's World was good. Wayne's World was good. I'll give them that.
Yes,
I like
early
Wayne's World.
SNL was
Yeah.
epic, but we're talking about the movies that came from SNL. Wayne's
Well,
World,
wasn't
yes,
Wayne's World
Wayne's World was awesome.
Yeah.
Wayne's World
Yeah.
2, Wayne's World
Yeah.
1 more. But didn't Stuart Smalley have a movie?
Yeah. Stewart saves his family.
That
Something
didn't
like
work.
that.
That did not work.
No. Pat. If you remember Pat, where nobody knew what Pat's
Oh,
gender
yeah.
was.
Yeah. That was a movie too.
That was a
wasn't
movie.
It?
It
That
was a
was
movie.
a
It was a
flop.
movie. Huge flop. like I don't get why that was a thing.
I mean, the skits were hilarious, but
Yeah, totally. But it's a one joke skit.
right.
It's a one joke, so I don't get it why they turned it into a movie.
I mean, why didn't the driving cat get a movie? Everybody loved those skits.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad they stopped. I didn't know Blues Brothers was a.
Yeah, that was.
Uh,
I mean,
SNL skit.
there's a great example of a SNL movie that blew up. That did great.
It did. Yeah. Not 2000 with
Dan Aykroyd.
John Goodman.
Yeah.
Because John Goodman took over for
Belushi.
the guy who died. Yeah, Belushi. Yeah.
Why they didn't get his little brother to do it is beyond me. But
He was doing a sitcom.
that's right. That's right. He was trying to be funny on a television show. He realized he isn't. He's sort of growing weed.
Uh-huh. What are you gonna do?
It's like
So-
it's called like Belushi's bush or something like that.
Is it really?
I don't know.
No way.
He has his own
Oh.
strain of weed, yes, but I don't think it's called Belushi's bush. That's what I would have named it.
So funny. Well, there you go.
Yeah. So there's that, and that. I think that's everything.
Okay.
I might have a different job coming up soon, maybe.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to talk about that.
Well, like I said, I don't want to start, jerking off quite yet, but sometimes, as I said earlier, opportunities come up, and sometimes you got to be Wayne Gretzky.
Got to open that door.
Yeah, or
It's
kick it
knocking.
in.
Kick
Maybe
it
it's
in.
only open a little bit, and you gotta take a pry bar and open it up, or take out the American Express card, and jimmy it open.
Did you mention Wayne Gretzky because of the you miss 100% of the shots you don't take or whatever?
Yeah.
Quote. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
I mean, you can take it how you want. I mean, it's kind of a cheesy saying, but there's a lot of truth in it.
Yeah, I mean, look, he was he was the great one. So I mean, you can't argue with the great one.
No,
Right, that was
the great one has
that
been
was-
superseded though by Alex Ovechkin. So what do we call him?
No. You can't. No, it's like saying LeBron James has taken over Michael Jordan. Never happens. Michael Jordan is always going to be the best in basketball. Wayne Gretzky's always going to be the best in hockey. It's just you can't do it. You just can't.
But yeah, I'd still be in the escort business. I'll say that. I
Now
didn't
you're-
say
now you're not gonna-
escorting.
Yeah.
Escort.
Yeah, you're not going to sleep with all those women now, unfortunately, as an escort. Yeah.
No. The days of being a jigaboo. Wait, no, that was a slur. Gigolo. That's
Gigolo?
it.
No further, no longer.
What the hell is a gigawatt?
Or as Doc Brown calls it, gigawatt. Yeah.
That's what it was. That's what I was trying to say. But yeah, have more for next week. I don't know what we're going to talk about. That's the beauty of this show. I don't really know. There is no plan. I can't look over here at some board that I have topics. Like, hey, then this is what we're talking
You have
about.
a
next week.
notebook?
I have a notebook
You have a
that I
notebook?
write stuff down in as I see fit throughout the week.
It's countdown to Fan Expo.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm going to actually reach out to my contact within at Fan Expo probably tomorrow and start seeing what kind of panels I can get myself into that I'm not qualified to be in. But it'll be fun either way. Be a great time. But we'll have more to talk about next week.
Maybe well,
Go ahead.
yeah. I hope Todd Habercorn has a panel.
Maybe I'll just reach out
since
to
he was
Todd.
mentioned a couple times.
Yeah, reach
Yeah.
out to Todd and be like, hey, are you getting money for the Shin Godzilla re-release? Is there going to be a dub version hitting the theaters, or are you getting paid for it?
Want to talk about it?
Yeah, I mean,
And when I say we, I mean you.
well, like you remember that time, Todd, when we had dinner? No, that'd be fresh, but no,
That'd be funny if he did, though. Imagine. He's like, oh,
Right.
yeah.
just play.
You're
it
the
along.
303 Ninja.
Yeah, just play it along. That'd be great. Did I tell you we went? The lady and I we went to a rock and mineral show a couple years ago now, where you could buy like crystals and amethysts and a lot of costume stuff, but a lot of cool stuff. as
Healing
well.
stones.
Sure. Geodes and shit like that. Um,
Geodes. Sure.
I mean, you could, but I'm walking through the halls of this place. Hundreds of people are there. And some random person who, well, at the time, I thought was a random person, walks up to me and goes, I know you from the geek world here in Denver. Aren't you the 303 Ninja? And I went, holy shit. Yes, I am.
Hopefully, emphasis on the. I hope he said. I hope he had emphasis on the.
I don't think
Are you the?
he was like 303 Ninja. Isn't that what your name is? Something to that effect. I was like, holy shit, yes it is. And then, we
Now, here's a
exchanged
question.
pleasantries and we realized that we're buddies on the Facebook, but had never met each other.
Oh, okay, that's good. Okay.
But it was just kind of cool to be like, I
say.
was recognized by my online persona and not by my name.
No, you could say it. You could say fan. You could say fan.
No, it wasn't.
No?
No, just somebody, that you became part of friends with somehow because you go to the same events and know the same people. Creative as well.
I still say fan.
So it was cool.
Yeah.
That's what we call ourselves now, Francis. We're creatives.
No. We're CCs. We're CCs. We're content creators.
Oh, that's right. Content. Yeah, that's right. That is correct. I got to start putting that down on the business card. Content creator. We have fans. Francis, where can people find you on the internet if they wanted to do so?
Well, in a place that Josh will eventually make. It's called Linktree.
I need to do that
Linktree.
because the Comic-Con's coming up.
Linktree.com/AKA the other guy for all of my social books and podcasts and the shows. Go there and you'll find plenty to sink your teeth into. Award-winning books and all that good stuff.
Full of award-winning characters written by Francis.
Yeah. 2 of them. So I'll take that. I'll take what I can get.
As well, I believe.
It was the highlighted story. It wasn't the best story, but it was a highlighted story. So I will take that as well.
As you should.
Not good enough to win. Not good enough to win a reward though, but take it still.
You should take it because you weren't a writer 4 years ago.
I wasn't.
Not a published writer, anyway. So you should take it.
No, I'll take it. I will definitely take it.
Where's
the one place to find you?
All over the place, Francis. Just like my brain when I created all this stuff and not make it all the same shit. But you can call, text, voicemail 314-764-7631. Spells out POI Pod 1. See, I started with some good intention. You can email us at thepoipodcast@gmail.com. Still, we're sticking to some synergy there. Some. You find me at 303_ninja on the Twitters, 303ninja on the Instagram. You'll find us back here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. You got anything else to say, Francis? Because you got about 20 seconds.
I do? Okay. Well, here you go. Don't dance naked in a British Airlines flight from London to San Francisco. Just don't do it. It's bad.
What happened to that one chick that saw the aliens, or that motherfucker isn't real?
She apparently answered on Twitter at one point. She says, "I'll tell you later," and she apparently answered Twitter.
We'll tell you later
Find it
then
there.
too. We're out of here. Song's over. Bye.